have had a series of Tai Chi movements so far in my Tai Chi is Therapy channel. My name is Pamela Shea Lake. Most people know me by the name Shay, so I like to throw both of those out there. I've been doing Tai Chi for quite a while, and ever since I was a teenager, actually. And the thing I love the most about it, it never gets old, and you're always learning. There's always a little bit more you can fix up a little bit. You're life gang, see another master do something. By the way, I'm not a master, I'm just a practitioner of Tai Chi. I just love it. That is my calling to do. So I wanted to share it with you. That's what this channel is about. So the next few videos and a few of the prior ones are concerning the basics. If we don't have the basics, we don't have a foundation to work from. Last time I talked a little bit about weight shifts. I talked a little bit about tucking the bottom so that you're sitting on a board so that you don't do this or that and your lower back throws your balance off. Your chi is not flowing correctly up and down your spine. Very important that we do this. The tongue and the roof of the mouth so that the meridians can activate. They naturally flow. There's no broken point where your mouth is open. We want the head to be as if suspended from a puppet string. We want the head to be feeling pulled up. Chin is slightly tucked, but not forced, just slightly. In other words, you don't want it like that or like that. You want it just like this. Okay? The center of everything is the dantian. It's 4 inches below the navel, and it's like the hub of a wheel. So as you're moving your body, it's sending energy out from there to have your intrinsic energy, your chi, move your body rather than you moving your body so that you can feel chi. It's the other way around. It's an internal experience, and it's always with us. You have to go get it. It's always there. Sometimes you'll sense it more than others, but it's always there. One of the wonderful things about Tai Chi is once you begin to feel what I'm about to say, it becomes a totally different level for you. And that is, as you're doing your different forms of a Tai Chi sequence, instead of just moving your hand like that, there's several things happening. Your hips are moving. See how that takes my hand there? And the other thing that's a little bit more internal is after a while, you can feel the chi coming up from your dantian, out through the limbs, up through the earth. Your hips are turning, opening up your energy, and you're actually, the form is moving you. So it is sort of a little secret, I guess. Not really, but not many people talk about it. And that is, you're waiting for your chi to move your body. So, for instance, instead of just doing the form, you wait for the chi to pull your form. And what you'll notice after that begins to happen is you slow down. You begin to feel the energy on a much deeper level. You begin to feel energy between your hands. You'll notice in the movements, a lot of it's about holding a ball, palms, creating chi passages between them. As you're doing this sort of move, waiting for the chi to pull you through. That's a little bit about a little introduction to chi and how important that is. As we go through the form, there's some basic concepts that are very important. And I always say, if there is a sin in Tai Chi, it's to be double weighted. And the only time you're going to have your feet at the same weight is at the very beginning and the very end. So in other words, when you're beginning to do the form, I'm not going to be waiting for my chi because I'm teaching, I'm just showing you stuff. So as you're coming into that first movement, while you're moving here, by the time your thumb touches that right leg, all of your weight is over here. so that you can pick that foot up. And notice how my rear foot turned at a 45-degree angle. Notice how my hips are moving, pulling my body into position. So very important. For instance, if you're doing cloud hands, again, I'll be going a little faster than as if we were doing it in a group, slowly waiting for a chi. You're here, and notice my weight is going backward, and it's going to the left, and this is already where I can pick it up. Weighted, empty. Weighted, empty. Weighted, empty. So even though it looks like I'm stopping in the middle of that move, I'm actually already being buoyant in one of my feet. So these are some of the little things to remember as you go through the form. I'll do it the wrong way and show you. See how they're both weighted and it just makes it chunky. You want to make sure one of them's always empty. When I teach cloud hands on this channel, I'll tell you some other little tricks to help you remember how the moves go. If you get in the middle of it and go, I'm going to do that weight shift, I'll show you those things too. So weight shift, very important. Waiting for the chi, it's very important. Now you don't want to hold your breath, but you don't want to worry about your breath either. It's said that if you do Tai Chi long enough, the breath is going to automatically coordinate with the movements. And what that means is, if I'm going this way, my breath is going that way. But if I'm coming toward myself, my breath is an inhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So as you can see, if you're waiting for that chi, it could feel a little funny if you're not used to breathing at those long stretches. So just relax, let it be, and trust what I'm saying. It happened to me, it's happened to everybody I know. Eventually it will work. You'll just have everything. Inhale, exhale. Notice the waist as I do these moves. I'm sinking. See that? And this is 60-40 right here. If you hold a static move or a still move, I'll talk a little bit about that. If you want to warm up, there's several things you can do. You can just rotate your ankles. You can rotate your knees, both directions, of course. And once you learn these sequence of movements, you can pick one and just hold it. So for instance, if I wanted to hold a piece of grasping bird's tail, I would just hold it. Now at this point, again, you're holding the movement, but you're always ready to have one foot empty. So in other words, always grounded in one and ready to have the other one do something. This is a martial arts skill. So you want to make sure that you're always centered, puppet string, buttocks tucked, tongue in the roof of the mouth, shoulders drop. And this can also be a meditation. You can focus either on the outer hand and the fingers or on something in the distance, like we do the drishti in yoga. Main thing is don't let your mind go all around here. Just stay right in that moment. This looks really easy, but holding these for even a minute, if you're in the correct posture and you're not accustomed to holding the correct posture, it can be trying at first, so be easy on yourself. Just hold it as long as you want to in the beginning, and then just work up to 5 minutes on each form that you want to. This, I talked about this particular one. I call it cosmic stance. We're holding this posture. So again, your focus is between your hands here, buttocks tucked, puppet string head, shoulders dropped, and you're just focusing. Now again, you may begin to feel the chi jump between the hands. But that absolutely will not happen if you lock your elbows. So you want to have your elbows locked. The knees are relaxed in this one. And I did have a master tell me one time, I'm going to turn this way so you can see. You have your energy up a little bit forward, just like a bird about to hop. And that helps everything be a little bit more balanced in this one. Again, start at your own pace, don't pressure yourself. I like to hold it between 15 and 20 minutes at a pop, but if I don't have time that day, I'll hold it at least 5. On days I'm at the beach or somewhere very relaxing, nobody's around, I totally get into it, I can hold it much longer. But in the beginning, I suggest that you just do it a minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, just work up in increments. And if you don't like it, do something else. But it's one of the most powerful movements or stances, rather, in Tai Chi. I think I've had about 5 masters tell me, when you get older and you can't get around or anything happens that you become in a place where you're not mobile for a while, no matter what your age, just hold this, even if you're in a chair. And they all said that it's for longevity, health, detoxing, everything. It's just a great exercise, and it just looks so simple. And it is. But again, if you don't practice something, you're not going to reap the benefits of it. So it's something that you want to do occasionally just to kind of pump your chi up a little bit. It's very good for chi production. So I'm going to show you some other warm-up exercises. I'm moving them up in advancement a little bit because depending on your body or if you've warmed up already, doing something else, you don't want to jump right into some of these. And this next one is one of those. You definitely want to do the knees and the ankles first. Maybe do this a couple of times. I like to do this 100 times, by the way, because when I was at the martial arts school, they said the Shaolin masters taught in the hospitals to do this 100 times if you had a disease of any kind. It's very healing. And on that one, you want to pretend that you have like a doorknob or something behind you, and when you hit it, it pops you forward. So you're not just like that. You're going back, boom, it pops you forward. So there's no effort at all. Okay? So that would be one to warm up for these next ones. The next one is called Gazing Moon at Sea Bottom. I love these names. So you want to start with your feet, with the heels together, and then just step out. Put your hands in this position like we did on the spleen on the other video about the organs. And this is where it gets a little tricky. You want to sink down without doing this. You want to just sink down as low as you're comfortable and then drop the hands. And you're looking right through that little triangle. And that's where your point of concentration is. Ideally, this foot could be kick at any moment, so you don't want to be double weighted. You always want to be ready. You want this to be exceptionally rooted. And just focus. And then again, you can do that on this side. See how my bottom's sinking? I'm not so much doing this as I'm just sinking. And look. That one can be a little strenuous, especially if you have some knee issues, but after a while it gets easier, and it is very powerful for meditation and energy circulation. So that was gazing moon at sea bar. Here's another one that could be challenging for your knees, but very much worth the effort. I'm going to do it 2 different directions for you. I'll start in this direction and then turn sideways. So you're sitting on your board and you have one circle going this way and one circle going the opposite way. And you want to imagine that you have a big stone. This is from the ancient civilizations that grew their corn and then would grind it down for a meal. So you've got this stone on a stone table. The corn is beneath the stone. It's called grinding corn. So you're pressing down one circle. Notice my knees, my weight. Watch this. My weight's here. There. Grinding corn. Circle to circle. I'm shifting my weight. The outer edge of the hand will determine where my weight is. Very, very good for the knees, ankles, lower back, hips. Keeping the shoulders relaxed now. Don't grind your teeth or anything. Just keep the tongue in the roof of the mouth. And then when you're done, just end like that. That's pretty much everything I want to share with you today. It's been a little bit of a long video, but I wanted to give you some basics. And we'll continue with the basics on the next video. So enjoy your practice.